This is the home page of the 4+Kast application. As you can see, I've gone for a very simple layout, hoping to favour functionality over complexity. Located in the centre of the page is a text field where the user can enter a location of their choice. The text that defaults into this field disappears once the user enters the first character. This was achieved by using the hint function inside of the home layout XML file. Once the user has inserted the location of their choice and clicks submit on the home page, they're taken to the second activity. This new activity is the overview of the day, displaying the temperature, location, pressure and description. All of this data is passed from the OpenWeather API using JSON array and objects. The only information on this page that is not passed via the JSON is the location located at the top of the box. This is actually just simply passed via the first main activity. The benefit of this is that less networking and CPU performance is required to complete the task. The exact same can be said for the temperature. Since the OpenWeather API passed you the temperature in Kelvin, I decided to minus 273.15 instead of grabbing the metric or imperial JSON, which would require more CPU performance since the JSON is in a much more complex array. This is actually an improvement on the battery and networking. The code on the screen at the moment is showing the conversion from Kelvin to Celsius. As you can see, I convert a string into a double and then minus the 273.15 from it. I then also pass this number through a decimal formatter. Temperatures are normally recorded to one decimal place. The decimal formatter has allowed me to convert the double into this more internationally recognised standard. This new variable is then passed to TV2, which is text view 2 on the Today Overview page. This displays the temperature. As you can see from the freeze frame, on the pre-execute, a dialog box appears notifying the user that it's retrieving the weather. Once this manipulation has been completed, the dialog box will close and the application can be used as normal. The code you currently see on the screen is from the JSON parser file. At the top of the code, a HTTP request is being built using a string called URL. The URL in this instance would be the web address to the OpenWeather API. This code then moves into reconstructing the data. As you can see, a buffered reader is now being built. Basically, what a buffered reader does is place a buffer between each character so it's easy to work with later on in arrays. This data is then converted to a string. To both of these functions, try and catch statements have been implemented, not only because they're compulsory, but it also prevents errors from crashing the application since they're caught. The URL previously mentioned is a static string with the lock variable added to the end. This makes it possible for the user to manually search the weather of different locations. The lock variable is holding the data entered on the home page.